Hi everyone, my name is Niklas Ljunggard. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Sqore. We created Sqore back in 2010 with a strong belief that every single person on earth sits on this X factor, that in the right forum will shine. And my personal background was that when I was younger, when I was 15, I couldn't really put the finger on my talent, but I knew that in the right forum will I get basically full effect of my capacity and make change. And with that in the back of our head, we are now 50 people in Stockholm changing the way organizations both attract and recruit stars. We use gamifications, we use online channels, it's cloud-based, it's mobile first, we use a lot of data to really provide high return on investment for the clients that we work with. And the best way to show this is through the people that has been discovered through Sqore. So close to 850,000 people has gone through our platforms and basically proven themselves in topics that are interesting for them. So in this case, for example, Nishita, she couldn't have been anywhere in the world. She was a millennial. She happened to be in Southwest India, but she was very passionate about aerospace engineering. So she clicked on a link, entered to Sqore.com, and there was this scholarship and job at stake to study and work in Sweden. So when she found out that she was top 20 out of 4,000 participating engineers, she was about to join as a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force. Instead, she moved to Sweden. She just blew away the competition and is excelling at the university and at Saab Aerospace. Another example is Andrew Hivia. He was also discovered through Sqore when Fordham University on Manhattan had a challenge with a scholarship at stake. 6,000 people, creative individuals interested in media entrepreneurship, competed for scholarships. Basically, in the end, Andrew was one of the winners. And now, 3 years down the line, he turned out, of course, to fully excel in his field and won Academy Awards for co-producing Moonlight in January. So it's been a long and tough journey where we, with blood, sweat, and tears, basically grew the company in an organic way without funding. So the first 5 years, we developed a listing site, the world's biggest one, to list different type of competitions in the world because we were competition nerds ourselves, such as L'Oreal Brandstorm or KPMG Case Competition or Goldman Sachs Leadership Awards. And then we identified the key success factor how to produce and how to market these type of activities. Because what we realize is that this triggers something really strong in a really motivated, skilled group of people. And after 5 years and running global campaigns for major corps around the world, we developed Sqore.com. And in 2015, we also raised some capital to basically make the product accessible for thousands of organizations and millions of people. And then, of course, the rest is history. The past 2 years has been a significant journey for us. And Sqore's growth is fueled by 3 mega trends. And I'm preaching to the choir here, but the first one is about the skills gap, where 50% of the jobs will be gone in 10 years' time, where millennials work in a different way and want to work in things that they are interested in, what they are passionate about. Second thing is that the education market is huge and growing, but it's very limited in terms of digitalization so far. The third thing is that talent platforms such as Sqore, or LinkedIn for that matters, through better validation and better matching, will basically provide many millions of jobs to the world economy by being able to take talent from places where it's high concentration of talent to places in the world where it's high demand. So this is basically how Sqore finds its purpose on the market. We know that 75% of the workforce will be millennials in 10 years' time. We know that 85% of them, according to study in Sqore's own network, will want to work with their own purpose. They want to find a mission and find an employer or university that matches those values. We also see that almost all of them, in all the application processes, companies and universities doesn't really communicate their vision and values, which is weird because that comes up maybe the first day at work or at the very end of the recruitment process. And also everybody talks about skills today, but very few are actually using skills testing in the beginning of the process. So we do this by basically deepen the candidate engagement in the application process so that people really feel triggered and wants to take the next step in the application process. Because today, when you apply to jobs and writing a CV and send it into a black hole, you might not get as much as a thank you note. So for us, it's about giving feedback back to the users. And even if you don't get that study position or that job position, you still get something out of actually going through the application process. We also want to unlock new potential talent by looking beyond the resume. And I believe that the future is a place where you can look beyond gender, age, educational background, last name, and so on, and only look to what values that person has or shares and what skills that person has. And lastly, since we're from small little Sweden, we had to prove ourselves on a global market, so we continuously strived to work for return on investment for the clients, basically finding higher quality talent at a lower cost by introducing a new platform to the market. So here's a snapshot of a new view that you as a client, as a university or corporate will see, where you basically can follow the funnel of talents going through your opportunities on Sqore.com. You can see how they performed in the various challenges. And here we apparently have a lot of creative individuals, such as Beyonce. So you can also click on her, and you will see how she performed in the different skills tests and in the different type of motivational tests that she has gone through. So we worked with over 400 clients around the world. It's anything from the large Fortune 500 companies, also getting some traction in the US in the university market. So we work with, for example, University of Denver, who in January ran a challenge towards Latin American students and had 37,000 people competing for a few scholarships at University of Denver. So the future, basically, in a couple of months, we will celebrate 1 million people who has been discovered through Sqore, and that is what I'm most passionate about. And we believe that if we can do this for 1 more million this year, we can go a little bit closer to the future where it's equal access to opportunity, where you can start to look at the really important characteristics of a person instead of looking at traditional CV. Thank you very much.